Let's talk about why you shouldn't neglect the internal microphone on your sampler if you happen to have one. How's it going, everybody? You know who it is. My name is Sunwoo, and today we are going to talk about the fun of having an internal microphone on your sampler and how to make a beat with it. Let's do it. Bang, bang. Let me begin by saying that we all face writer's block sometime. Some days we just don't feel like making music, or sometimes it just is harder for us to come up with something that we enjoy. And on days like those, I sometimes try to do something different, something that I usually don't do. And it just so happened that a few days ago, I finally decided to use the internal microphone on my OPZ again, because I have neglected it for a while and I didn't want to look for a sample online or just play on the internal synth engines. Yeah, so I decided to use the internal microphone and sample some sounds of my own and then try to come up with a beat. And it turned out that was really fruitful. I really enjoyed the sounds that I gathered. So in today's video, I am gonna do the same thing and play with some of my recorded sounds and make a beat with it. Hope you enjoy. Okay, let's start out with some hi-hats. So we got a rhythmic foundation for our melody. I'm gonna use this hi-hat, shift it to the right, copy it over a few times. Now I'm going to put the same hi-hat there, change the velocity. Again, I'm going to copy it over a few times. And now I'm going to multiply a few of these. Maybe here. And let's also introduce some panning using the LFO. And let's play it. Very simple. As I said, just a foundation to lay our melody on top. And now we get to the interesting bit, working with samples that we have recorded with the internal microphone on the arpeggiator track in this case. Let's go to our sampler page first. And here I recorded this vocal sample. All I did was I sang a random note. And it doesn't even matter what note it is, because in the OPZ you can easily tune your note so it's laid out properly across the keyboard. The way you do this is, while you are in the sampler, you press the track button and you will hear a reference tone. Now you can play your note and adjust the pitch using the plus and minus buttons as well as the yellow encoder. The plus and minus buttons will adjust it in semitones, whereas the yellow encoder can make a lot smaller adjustments. Okay, so we've got our sample tuned the right way. And you can already hear it sounds a lot more organic than if we'd use one of the internal synthesizer engines. And that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to create my own sample in order to make more organic sounds and more lively sounds. Now let's add some effects and filtering. Let's hear what this sounds like an octave higher. All right, first I want to filter some high frequencies. Sounds about right. And now let's add some effects, being delay and reverb. Yep. Yeah, that sounds acceptable to me. Now let's record a sequence. Yeah, wonderful. We turned our simple vocal sample recorded on the internal mic into a nice melody with a lot of flavor, I think. Now let's move on and add some percussion, also recorded with the internal microphone. And on this track, I recorded this simple shaker, again using the internal microphone, and this is what I have recorded here. And these are the two slices I'm going to use. But first I want to filter them a little, just so they don't stand out too much. That's better. I know there's a lot of background noise, which obviously comes with having a pretty cheap microphone built in, but it doesn't matter in this case because the other instruments that I'm going to use are going to be sounding more clean, and therefore this little bit of dirt that gets added doesn't really matter. Alright, let's put this one here, and just very, very simple. Again, adding just a little bit of texture. And now let's do the rest of the drums. And we're going to use this snare drum here. Put it here. And turn up the reverb. And now the kick drum. Alright, let's put down this kick drum here. Here, and here. This one plays every other time, and let's put one here that plays on every fourth repeat, and let's listen to it. Yeah, that's good enough for now. We can always switch it up later if we feel like it, but now let's move on to our bass line. I haven't used the internal engines for the bass line in quite a while, but I think this time it fits very well. And let's hear it. Yep, that's already it. And how about we add some chords now? And our chords are gonna go a little something like this. And let's hear it. Alright, what do we have left? I think we only got the lead and the tape. Let's work with the tape first. And this time our tape track is going to be taking audio in from the arpeggiator track, which in this case plays the vocal melody. And in order to better hear it, I'm going to mute a whole lot of other tracks. Maybe I leave the hi-hat on. And I am also going to mute the original audio from this melody track by pressing the mixer button, Shift, and then this. It lights up red. That means that its original audio is not playing, but it still sends audio to the effects and to the tape track. So this is what it sounds like without the tape effect. I can only hear the delay and the reverb. And now I can play the tape. And I put this here and listen to it. Now let's bring the other instruments in. And the original melody. Alright, and we got one single instrument left, which is the lead synth. And let's try to record this one live. somehow this melody sounds awfully familiar to me. If you know where I stole it from, let me know down in the comments. And we have made all the elements for our final beat now. Before we listen to it, all we gotta do is some magic in order to arrange this beat. If you wanna know how the magic is done, check the video up there or consult me for private one-on-one online lessons, link in the description. Yeah, all that's left to say is thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel and ring the bell. And let me know down in the comments, what do you use the internal microphone for, if you use it at all. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope to see you next time. Until then, have a wonderful time. Peace.